Welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites, to another very exciting episode of Marvel's Avengers 101. So currently, at the time of this recording, we are now exactly one whole week away until Marvel's Avengers releases worldwide on September 1st. Or, to clarify specifically, both the game's Collector's Edition and Deluxe Edition are going to release worldwide on September 1st, which will then be followed by the Standard Edition on September 4th. And given the fact that the game's final beta session concluded this previous weekend, a lot of people are now wondering exactly what the next news update is going to be for the game before we head to launch. And wouldn't you know it, but Square Enix has recently confirmed on social media and through sending out emails describing exactly what the event will entail, is that Marvel's Avengers will hold a third War Table presentation the same day as the September 1st launch. And feel free to take this information how you will, but a lot of the developers over at Marvel, Crystal, and Square Enix are claiming that this is going to be their most favorite War Table presentation for the game yet. And seeing the information that we do have here as to exactly what this presentation will include, I can definitely see as to why they would think this way. So as the official Twitter page for the game went on to post, join us for our special launch edition of Marvel's Avengers War Table, debuting on September 1st at 10 AM PT. Believe us, you won't want to miss this one. And as for exactly what this War Table presentation is going to showcase, we do have the following information provided from a Square Enix email. And as they go on to describe, on September 1st, the third Marvel's Avengers War Table will give all new information players need to get started on day one of the game's release. Special attention will be paid to the game's progression system, hints, and tips for taking on the game's more than 50 different types of enemies, as well as additional details about Marvel's Avengers high-level content. So in short, they're pretty much going to analyze exactly what the benefits are going to be for playing within this game given the format of the looter-shooter perspective. And even though the online beta for this game made me more concerned than excited, I still am curious to see exactly what the entire experience is going to entail on its day one release. Moving on, which we do get into some pretty interesting insight as to exactly what types of characters we can expect to pop up during this showcase, is that the War Table will also dive deeper into the Avengers Initiative, where players hone their heroes to their ultimate versions after they finish the game's Reassemble story campaign, as well as the game's first post-launch content season. Minds will be blown and wishes granted as some of the game's extensive slate of additional heroes, villains, missions, regions, and gameplay modes are unveiled, all of which will be made available at no additional cost. So not only are we going to receive a lot more details as to exactly how the main structure of the game is going to operate after it releases with added content for years to come, but apparently we might just receive another glimpse as to another hero that will be added into the game's roster. Now, just as a warning ahead of time for all of you who might have missed it, is that a pretty big majority of the Marvel's Avengers characters that will be included within the game post-launch have in fact been leaked. And while I won't tell you exactly who these heroes are to refrain from spoiling that aspect of the game for you, I will say that they're pretty much characters that we already expected to be in the game one way or another, especially considering the fact that this is going to be an Avengers game with Avengers characters included post-launch. So obviously, it would only make sense for Avengers-related characters to be included within this game down the line. Although, considering that the game's marketing is trying to promote this as an extremely important War Table event that you should not miss, with other heroes and gameplay aspects to be unveiled during this presentation, it makes me wonder as to exactly whether or not we could possibly receive our first look at the Avengers version of Spider-Man within this War Table. Like we know already, Spider-Man is an exclusive character for Marvel's Avengers only on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 versions of Marvel's Avengers, which will be included within the game in early 2021. However, it was actually leaked ahead of time within a PlayStation email that Spider-Man will apparently be arriving specifically in Marvel's Avengers in March of 2021. And alongside of this, it was recently revealed shortly after Spider-Man was announced to be included within the PlayStation version of Marvel's Avengers that the pre-order sales for the game's Deluxe Edition and Collector's Edition actually increased 150% within the pre-order sales charts. This clearly shows how massive of a property Spider-Man is to Marvel as a whole. And knowing that his implementation within Marvel's Avengers only increased the pre-order sales before the game even released, it's surely going to be even more interesting to see exactly how those numbers will continue to increase once he's actually added in the game in March of 2021. But as for whether or not Marvel's Avengers is going to outsell Spider-Man PS4 is another matter entirely. Moving on to the last section of this War Table email is that in addition, fans can anticipate several exclusive new videos as well as insight about the design and creation of Marvel's Avengers. Attentive viewers may also spot hidden details to whet their appetite for future content and announcements. So basically, we're going to receive a lot of information relating to how exactly Marvel's Avengers will operate at launch, as well as teases to what we can expect in the future. And while I'm sure all of us would love to see exactly how Spider-Man will look like and play like in Marvel's Avengers during this War Table, I think it's safe to say that we'll probably get a more core Avengers team member revealed to be included within the roster of heroes. And whether or not that could relate to a character like Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, or etc. is still unknown for right now. But regardless, it's still nice to see more information be provided about the game even on the day of its initial release. But as for whether or not this War Table event will truly live up to the hype that the developers are making it out to be is something that we'll just have to wait and see on. And as usual, I'll be sure to record my live reaction to the War Table just in case anything exciting happens. But with all that said, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about all these new details relating to the third Marvel's Avengers War Table event taking place on September 1st, and are you actually excited to see this be played out? Overall, if I were to be completely honest, I would say that this game's marketing campaign has been a pretty lackluster experience. So knowing that they are going to have their third War Table presentation the same exact day as the game releases, I just hope that it can deliver a truly worthwhile experience. But as for how everything will turn out on that front, only time will tell. And until that time actually comes, everyone, thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and peace out.
Aren't you gonna say the thing?
What?
Avengers assemble.